coverage.
This is Japanese 2011 coverage.
That's a great picture right there. Maybe you do a little show like that.
Live in your face. Episode 8 of Mind Control.
Yes, today is March 16th. So this is a very special episode of Mind Control.
This is very special, close to our hearts.
Yes. This is all about the Japanese quake.
We're gonna do the whole episode like this. Was that offensive? I'm sorry.
You just want to be like that girl from YouTube that stirred up all that trouble. That's all you want to do.
Over here from somewhere. Oh! Ching chong ling long
Jeremiah.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, every time you try to do a show, you've got some Japanese person
That's talking on the phone.
talking on the phone.
So I guess if you want
We're
to...
just playing. I'm sorry.
But there's some people that weren't playing when they were talking about the Japanese earthquake this week.
Okay,
Like,
so who was talking about it?
Like Rush Limbaugh.
Isn't that the guy that Lupe Fiasco said was a racist?
Oh yeah, Rush Limbaugh is definitely one of the
Yeah,
racists
okay,
that he pointed out. Limbaugh said, they're giving us the Prius. Even now, refugees are recycling their garbage. Here he began to laugh, continuing, and yet Gaia levels them, just wipes them out.
Whose guy is it?
Mother Earth.
Oh.
So even though they're recycling, the Earth still hates the Japanese. That's tough luck for those Japanese. That
But it's just interesting to me that if you apparently, like, as we learned now recently, the moon and the sun have more to do with the earthquakes here than
recycling.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really like it's not really somebody sitting out there making things happen on Earth. Like, it's stuff that it's reactions between Earth, moon, sun, and everything else.
And I'm sure the nuclear plants they had over there probably had some toxic waste. There may have been.
The nuclear plants or the nuclear plants?
Did I mispronounce it like George Bush?
He's put it in everybody's head. Wrong.
I think that's probably wrong before George Bush came along with that. I'm a retard.
Yeah, so they're in Meltdown. I know. I was up late with Alex Jones the other night watching him telling us how all 6 of them, there's 6 of them. What do you think is going to happen if they all blow sky high?
It'll be here in 10 days, right? This nuclear cloud of
No, 7 days. Should be this Saturday.
Okay.
By this Saturday, we should start having radiation coming. So,
do you think if the California earthquake that's predicted on, what is it, the 19th, is it Saturday?
Yeah, hey, can we go on record and predict this too?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm going to do this in my Fallout gear. Eddie and I, live on Mind Control 8, are going to predict that on March 19th,
Yes.
Superman Day, California is going to have an earthquake. That's what they say.
This
Who's
is
they?
The same people that predicted the Chilean earthquake, the New Zealand earthquake.
I've never seen somebody predict the Chilean one, but there's a guy on YouTube that predicted the New Zealand and the Japanese one. Go on there, March 15th. He predicted it happened on the 21st in New Zealand, then it happened, just the other day in Japan.
Because of this, the sun's happenings on the sun is causing these, making it able to predict what's going to happen and where it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. So that could be some tough luck for us Americans.
Just remember where you hear it first.
Yes. And if we're wrong, you didn't hear here. This is those conspiracy theorists people, that wasn't us talking about it.
Yeah.
Also, Glenn Beck had some harsh word for the Japanese.
Glenn Beck.
We all love Glenn Beck here on Mind Control. He's one of our.
I call him Becky.
He says, "What God does? What God does is what God does is God's business." Beck explained. But I'll tell you this: there's a message being sent, and that is, hey, that stuff we're doing not really working out real well. Maybe we should stop doing something. I'm just saying, the solution, the answer is buckle up, Beck says, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Oh, shit. I think he's getting on the prediction game, too. Maybe he knows it's going to happen on the 19th, and he's kind of warning people. Maybe not warning people, but just trying to insinuate that we're all fucked, which we are. But I think Glenn Beck thinks we're all fucked because God says we're all fucked. No, it's not because God says we're all fucked. It's because we're all fucked up. That's why we're fucked up. That's why it's fucked. Also Gilbert Godfrey had some interesting comments on the
frequent visitor of the Stern Show.
Yes.
I'm a big Gilbert Godfrey fan. Gilbert. I say I don't know why they're letting go of him now. I mean, he's been offensive
Yeah.
He's been offensive for the last couple of decades.
Now it's great to see Robin Quivers here. Anyone who listens to the Howard Stern show has heard Robin talk about being molested by her father. What Robin Quivers conveniently leaves out of her delightful anecdote is that even as a kid, she was so ugly that her father would close his eyes and fantasize about her sister.
Say go Gilbert. I'm sure he'll get plenty more kid cartoon voiceover jobs.
I loved him as the bird in Aladdin. He played a really good role in that part.
He's very good at voicing birds.
Yes. His tweet was, "The Japanese are really advanced. They bring the beach to them." Like, why are you laughing at that, Jeremiah?
Oh, Gilbert.
What did he say? He also had references to prison rape in his previous tweets. So I don't know how the prison rape tweets are okay, but prison rape tweets are okay. But
prison rape is always okay. I think more than making fun of Japanese people, sure. Oh,
but it's both a pretty
both of them are pretty.
Act.
Both of them are pretty. Oh, disgusting! Yeah.
disgusting. What else happened? So here's a timeline of the events from Friday, March 11th, when the quake first hit. The quake hit and released a giant tsunami upon the inhabitants of the island of Japan. It spread up into the main industrial complex in Japan is Tokyo. It reached Tokyo, and I heard actually Tokyo is turning off the lights in downtown Tokyo. It's not as vibrant as it once before because they're trying to save electricity for the rolling blackouts. That was also referenced on a previous episode of Mind Control.
Next, on the timeline.
On the timeline next was Japanese government launches massive mission mobilizing thousands of troops. Where did these meltdowns start happening? State of emergency on...
It started happening last Friday.
The
government was lying. The Japanese government was covering it up.
I don't believe it.
Oh, sorry.
It says the cooling... So they're trying to cool down this third station and making sure that there's not this huge disaster.
Can we do a new segment live on the show called Eddie and Jeremiah help try to cool down the power plant? Come on, power plant, cool down, man. Come on, man, calm down. Hey, dog.
But I was in a tsunami.
Calm down.
I was in a tsunami.
Hey, nuclear power plant, calm down.
Earthquake.
No.
You won't like the nuclear reactor when it's hot. You won't like it when it's hot.
We should make a movie about that.
Oh yeah. It's also very sad knowing that the Japanese history with Godzilla, a huge nuclear, and also this is the worst disaster they said. What do you think the worst disaster was before this, Jer? In Japan. It was the worst disaster since we dropped the A-bomb over in Japan. So,
But isn't that still kind of trying to escape that? I think ours is still worse because we inflicted that upon somebody.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, you want to talk about that. I'll go into the.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. I'll say it right now. I'll say it again.
Supposedly, the American powers that be are very upset with the Japanese.
Oh.
Maybe it's a technology thing. I'm not sure what the problem is, but so some believe that this was an act of war on Japan by the Americans through our HARP technology.
Oh, so this is the HARP conspiracy idea. I don't believe that this is HARP. I'm getting on the bandwagon of scientifically predicting these things because of patterns and.
So if it's related to the sun, right? That the sun is what spurs these things along.
I think what you look at is the fact that our nuclear plants are built on top of fault lines. I don't think that's an accident. You tell me how that's.
Or else you're going to build a nuclear plant beside the fault line that could destroy the fucking world. Or else you're going to build one.
Exactly.
But
by the time we figure out they're all built on fault lines, it's too late. Whoops. Duh. Winning. Oh.
Why did you have to do it, Jared? Why did you do it? But
I'll edit it out.
I heard a Twin Peaks commercial getting ready to come over here today, referencing the Charlie Sheen winning and the March Madness. So two pop culture things in one for this Twin Peaks commercial. I gotta love Twin Peaks. But
I love the TV show.
So it monitors the official HARP PR whatever is a line is that HARP studies the ionosphere, and that's all they're trying to do. Just study the ionosphere and seeing how it affects the world.
That's all they do.
That's all they do.
That's all they do in a highly top secret environment.
Yeah. Also, another interesting reaction to the Japanese earthquake was Bing. Bing said that if you retweet this tweet,
Bing.
Bing, the search engine, said that if you retweet this tweet on their Twitter page, they'll give $1 to Japan for each retweet they get, leading up to at most 100K. And there was a lot of outrage over this. Michael Ian Black, famous comedian from the 70s Strikes Back and all that stuff, the 80s Strikes Back, whatever. He said, this is outrageous. He said, I think something along the lines, for every retweet of this post, I will give the retweeter an extra inch of my dick up their ass. That was Michael Ian Black's response to it. So the next day, Bing responded saying that they apologize for any misconception with their tweet. Their aim was to help the people of Japan.
And my thought on this is Bing shouldn't even have the money to donate. The money should be in the hands of the people anyway, so that people can comfortably donate $30 a piece themselves. They don't need it. Take the money away from Bing, give it to the people. Oh, I'm sorry, was that socialist? It's not socialist, it's just construct your society differently.
Yeah.
Set your rules different.
Yeah.
Guess what? Bing.com can't make $10 billion a year. Sorry.
But yeah.
Oh, but apparently it can.
Bing is also tied to Windows. It's all the Microsoft Corporation, which is totally disgusting in what it does.
Final thoughts. Give me in, Jerry.
I think as long as Desperate Housewives comes on every Sunday, who really gives a fuck? I don't care. As long as I can watch Desperate Housewives, Teen Mom,
Jersey Shore.
As long as I can watch those shows, as long as MTV isn't gone and I'm not gone, then really who cares?
Mm-hmm. As long as I can watch it on Fox News, it's kind of fun, right?
Yeah. They spice it up over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think tsunamis have ever been sexier.
Oh yeah. This is probably their highest ratings for the news networks.
Earthquakes.
24/7.
Earthquakes are
tsunami coverage.
so hot right now.
And we're kind of actually doing it here too, the 24/7 tsunami coverage. But don't blame us for it. We're hypocrites. We will admit that from the very start.
I don't understand what's so hard about do as we say, not as we do.
Yes. We're products of the system. So apparently, like the Christians think I have.
What do you mean the Christians? You mean we Christians think what?
Yes, we Christians think that our path is laid out by God. It's all God's will. So as long as it's God's will to have the earthquakes and I can watch MTV, then I'm living a decent life.
End times, right? We're coming into the end times. I guess Jesus.
But we have that God in our back pocket. It'll be.
I guess
all right.
so. We've got a couple more tribulations to go through. Jesus will come back.
The 7 trumpets, right? Boop, 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 boop. They're playing.
Jesus will come back. Rapture, Armageddon, new Earth for 1,000 years. Then everybody goes to heaven. Story goes on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if there's Jersey Shore in heaven, Jeremiah. Do you think there's Jersey Shore in heaven? Maybe it's not in heaven.
That's pretty. I'm going to think about that.
So, we'll leave you with that. Thank you for watching this episode of Mind Control.
From Eddie, I don't thank you. I don't care whether you watch it or not.
Yes, you do, Jared. Come on. We do it for the people.
I don't care about you.
We do it all for the money. The nookie, the money, the nookie.
I do it
You
all.
can stick it here, and you can stick it here.
I do it all for the snooky.
Are you going to bed?
Yeah.
Good night, Jared. We'll see you next week. Peace out! No, hit the light over. You can take my peace out offensively, but that's alright. Jeremiah, did you break your neck? Well, I'm gonna break it for you.